I remember I woke up that morning and I just knew that this isn't right.
I'd gone to work that day and I knew something was up.
They took a look and they immediately said, this isn't good. We need to get you to the hospital right away. I remember calling my husband. I remember crying and shaking.
And she called me from the doctor's office. I guess they sort of said, oh yeah, you're in labor.
It didn't even occur to me that my water could be breaking. We jumped into a cab and we went up to the hospital. Everybody was exhibiting so much concern, and it just made me really scared and made me realize kind of the severity of what it was we were dealing with.
You have no idea. 5 minutes earlier you're thinking about websites and marketing campaigns, then all of a sudden my wife's in labor. That's not good.
I just couldn't believe it was happening to me. And I remember at one point I asked one of the doctors that came in, I said, what are my chances? They said, you know, honestly, if you were to deliver today, a third of these babies die, a third of these babies have long-term disabilities, and a third of them will have minor disabilities like color blindness. And I just felt the blood draining out of my face, and I didn't even feel like I was in my own body. I just felt so scared for my baby. I didn't even think about myself at that point. So the doctors were pretty much doing everything they could to keep me pregnant. We just took it for the first couple days, hour by hour. And then, you know, after that, we started taking it day by day. And October 11th, I'll never forget that morning, you know, Charlie had gone to work and my contractions had started. And they said, you know what, you've done a great job of keeping this baby inside you for so long, and you know, he wants to come out, it's time to get him out. It was such a relief to hear him cry. And then they whisked him away. Within an hour, the doctors came back down and they told us that Oliver's really struggling. He had blown a hole in both of his lungs. They were very concerned, and it was really apparent. I remember Charlie kept going up there to try and see Oliver. He came back down and he just had tears streaming down his face. And he said, our poor baby, our poor little boy. I remember a nurse said to me, you're gonna have to take this day by day. You know, this is gonna be like a roller coaster. He's gonna make these tremendous gains and then you're gonna feel like there's setbacks. You know, for the first week he was on the ventilator. I couldn't even hold him. You know, I stood by his bed and I would sing to him and whisper to him and somehow hope that I was helping. He was getting stronger and he was getting more healthy. But his breathing just wasn't to where they needed it to be. There'd be 30 seconds of him not breathing and all these alarms would go off. I remember sitting and one of our doctors coming over and talking to us and saying, we tried everything we can, and what we'd like to recommend now is to have Oliver get a blood transfusion. You know, blood is this kind of almost miraculous fluid that really, you know, makes a dramatic change in these little kids. And so we said, okay, absolutely. And I just remember watching, thinking to myself, what a fantastic gift this is.
You really think about children needing new blood, you know.
I'll never forget when I came in that next morning. His coloring was dramatically different. I mean, you know, beautiful roses in his cheeks, and he was breathing much stronger. This was 2 days before Thanksgiving. They were really hoping that we could get our child home for Thanksgiving and have a holiday at home as a family together for the first time. So we called that next morning and I said, we have fantastic news. Oliver passed his sleep test. You're going home today. And there's been no looking back. You know, he has just made tremendous strides. They basically told us, he's off the charts. Congratulations. We never need to see you again. This is, you know, the story that we wish happened to all parents. We just feel tremendously lucky, tremendously blessed. He is a happy, healthy, wonderful child. Without going through it personally, without seeing it, I would have never known what a difference blood can make in somebody's struggle.
If there's a chance that donating blood can help make that big of a difference in somebody's life, it has to be an amazing feeling.
I think as a donor, you don't always know the story on the other side. I mean, most of the time you don't know the story on the other side. And, you know, it is such a selfless and wonderful gift.
And did this person know that, that it was going to make this difference for us?
It's like a miracle potion. I mean, it made all the difference for him. You have no idea the effect you can have and the good it can bring. Please do it.
Thank you for the role you played in this happy ending.